Hi guys, how's it going? Just had a good little workout coming back from the Lido at the Esplanade right now. I'd see if I can show you a little bit around it. Beautiful palm trees and some beautiful flowers. And yeah, so I actually wanted to upload a video earlier on, but for some reason it just doesn't upload quite as well. So I'm just going to give it a quick, smaller version of this one, which is mindset. And well, speaking of gardens, why should you see, or why I recommend you see your mindset as a garden? Well, in coordination with that, see the fruits, how every garden has like plants and different roots and they all start with seeds, etc, etc. Why should you see your garden as, why should you see your mind as a garden? Personally, what I found is, things like words and mindsets, where do you think they come from? They come from your parents, they come from people around you, they come from what you watch the most, what you take in the most. So things like movies, books, if you even read them, and things like that. Church, religion, the media, TV, what else have you? School, all of that is preparing you, it's giving you your mind food for thought. That's why it's called food for thought, because you're literally digesting it. And like with plants, it's like things being sown in your brain, in your mind, and that builds your perspective. So, your perspective isn't wrong in the sense that it's what you've got right now. But if it's the truth or not, that's a different matter. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I want to keep this real short for now because I'm actually off to my parents' place and just enjoying a bit of a dinner before New Year's Eve. See, I've been through things like trauma and pretty hard things at times, and they stuck with me for quite a long time. And I hate to say it, Christians, but church did not quite help a lot, because they kept approaching the same problem in the same manner, by approaching the same problem in the same way and not getting results, and every time expecting a different result. That just doesn't work. You've got to try different results. And so, for the sake of creation, for the sake of God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, for the sake of my own well-being, I looked at different ways. I looked at different matters or approaches on how to sort this noggin in here. Am I there yet? No. But I have learned that one thing is it's okay. How did I learn that? Well, frankly, I looked outside of the family, outside of religion, I looked at other places. Or should I say, I had my garden and I looked at different fruits. I looked at different plants, right? So, for example, I'll just show you this tree here. Don't know if you can see this one here. That's rotting and decaying. But then we got this one here, this young sapling, blossoming, growing, and there's tons of other examples that you can give. But it didn't just pop there out of nowhere. That old tree mindset, whatever you want to call it, didn't blossom it, or didn't spread it forth. Something or someone put that seed there, and it started growing anew. And why is it so? It's actually been very encouraging for myself as to why has the mindset, why do you see your mindset as a garden? Why is it so important? Because a lot of people, and I've been there, are at a point, maybe you are yourself, or maybe you know what it is like, to be stuck with the trauma, and it keeps repeating itself in your brain. Like, oh, I can't do this because, oh, I have tried that before, but something like this happened, I'm not going to try that again. Or, this person did this to me, even though I tried to work with them, etc, etc. The list goes on. If you think of trauma as something fixed, then it's like concrete, and with normal gardening tools, you're not going to do much with that, will you? But if you see it as a garden, and I'm speaking from experience, the moment I saw my brain, my mindset as a garden, things started to shift. Like, nobody really actually told me, as far as I know, as far as I remember, I should say. But I remember just praying and just asking, like whether it's God or the universe or whatever. I got an answer, which was look at it as if it's a garden. And once I started doing that, it was like I suddenly started to see my brain, my mind, my mindset, and how I see things as, if this is the right word, English is my second language, so moldable. You know, like you can actually shift it, you can actually change it. Because like the soil, you know, you can dig it up, you can uproot certain things, and then replace that empty space and fill it up with something that you actually want in your life. Like, for example, do you want better connections with people? Well, guess what? You know, you recognize a tree by its fruits. That's the saying. So if you're struggling with that, well, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be straight up with you, that's probably your own doing and you don't even realize it. But that's because your fruit or your tree is not bearing good fruits in that area of your life. But when you start to dig it up, you start to look at it from like, oh, okay, if that's a tree, then probably should just get to the root of things. Yes, exactly. You got to get to the root of things. So, just enjoying listening to the birds here. It's a beautiful little park in Palmerston North here. So, and the thing is, you know, where do you start? You might ask. Hang on, I'm just going to turn it to here. That is not making it any better. Sorry. See, it's actually a lot simpler when you look at it from the perspective of it's a garden, because you can mold it, you can uproot it, you can turn it over, you can trim certain leaves. And the thing is, a lot of people trim their trauma. I'm going to say that again. A lot of people trim their trauma, but they don't uproot it. Why? Well, oftentimes it's because you don't have the answer to, like, okay, trauma, this is my perspective, but how can I change it? Well, for that you need a different perspective, and you actually need to have the words spoken to you. So 2 things I would say with this, and then I gotta get it going because it's already getting a bit of a long video. 2 things I would say to this: 1, the garden, that's your mind. 2, the words that you listen to, the vibrations or the energy that you absorb from those around you, whether that's TV or family or church or media or whatever, they sow into your garden. So if you have bad fruits, look at your surroundings. If you have bad fruits, look at the things you listen to, look at the books, or if you read any books at all, but look at them and look at the movies that you watch, look at the music that you listen to. I think that is a very critical one, because as human beings, we are sensitive to music, let's be real. Music speaks where words fall short. So certain songs and such, I would highly recommend you have a bit of a critical look at what kind of music you're listening to, and then look at what's happening in your life. You will see a connection. You'd be surprised how much connection there is to what you listen to and what your life is looking like. So it's, yes, the tough part about this is you got to have ownership. So tell you what, if you don't want to have ownership about your actions and your choices in life, then don't worry about watching this YouTube channel or the Rubble channel. I'm doing it on both channels as far as I can do. Don't bother. Move along. But if you are someone who wants to own up to their actions and own up to their mindset and find something better, it's out there. And I'd be happy to share what I discover myself. And yeah, just you know, start somewhere small. We're going to start somewhere small and build it up from there, because you've got the potential. But if you have the wrong garden, if you have the wrong fruits in that garden, you're not going to, it's not going to work out. You know, like if you wanted to have tomatoes in your garden, I am going to put it like this now because the sun is just there. If you wanted tomatoes in your garden, for example, but you instead planted weeds by accident, well, guess what? You're not going to get tomatoes, will you? But if you want them, and you accidentally got the wrong seeds, got the wrong plants in your garden, well, guess what? Get to it, uproot it, and start somewhere small. I can honestly, there's so many different stories that I can tell you right now of my own mindsets I used to believe so firmly, and they were so self-limiting. It was horrendous, actually. Like, you couldn't pay me all the money in the world to get back there, if you know what I mean. Because frankly, with those old mindsets, I couldn't do well with all that money anyway. Let that sink in. With the wrong mindset, you won't be able to do much with any money at all, whether it's little or much. But that all said, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Just a quick recap. See your mindset as a garden. Own up to your own actions and that you are the one cultivating it. And start somewhere small. Start simple and enjoy the ride. And look at places that might actually, they will challenge you for sure. But look at places where they are more fruitful. If there's a person more fruitful in something than you are, well, guess what? You can learn something from them. And the more you grow, the more fruitful your garden becomes. Well, guess what? More people want to spend time with you because you are bearing good fruits. Who wants to have a gardener who only plants poisonous fruits? Get what I'm saying? You know, that's why some people are considered toxic people. Why is that? They're bearing the wrong fruits. I hope this helps, guys, and I'll see if I can upload another video sometime soon. All the best, and if I don't do a video before the new year, Merry Christmas, Merry New Year. I just came back from the gym, I haven't had my dinner yet, so you can see what's happening. Anyway, have a lovely new year when it comes to it, guys. And I wish you all the best. Take it easy.